in, I'm trying to fuck.
Let me in, I'm trying to fuck. Hey guys, welcome back to another 6 Feet Under Studios podcast. And as you can see, guys, we're at a new location, new place with new people that we're gonna talk about it in a bit. But like always, we're at 6 Feet Under. We gotta pay those bills. Gotta keep us going. Got the show rolling with the beautiful sponsors that we have. And like always, the first of all them all is the ones that's always on the table, as you can hear it. Oh, doesn't this feel?
You filled them, huh?
Yeah. Like always, gonna thank old SheepDog Brewery, located at 3900 Rosa Ave, Paso Texas 79905. Right there on the barrio, guys, Lincoln Park. Shout out to all those guys getting the low riders, getting all the good beers, sitting their stood at the brewery, having delicious beers. You know, we carry those beers for here, for the barrio, for the pueblo, for the centros. You gotta have those good beers, good times.
Para todos.
Oh, don't be a culo. Stop by, have a beer. Culo el que se raje. Drink your beer. Don't leave your beer. Finish it and drink it. That's what I had to say. And always got to thank the other sponsors that we have. You know them. We know them. You got to light it up. El Paso is thanks to Vitolas. Vitolas located at 216 West Franklin, El Paso, Texas 79901. Right there downtown, guys. Next to the baseball stadium, across the History Museum. One of the oldest cigar shops in El Paso. You know they have the good stuff. 360 cigars. All flavors. All coffee. All tardiness. All the good sweetness of cigars. And always, they also have bourbon, good liquor. So if you don't smoke, you want a good drink, you want a fancy drink, you want a top show drink, stop by Vitolas because they're going to light it up with you. And they're going to keep you toasty. And always got to thank Alex, the guy that feeds us, that gave us the good food, the good smash burgers, the good Nashville chicken, that poutine, and that tapatio shrimp. Shout out to White Knife Dining. White Knife Dining is a punk rock food truck you're going to be seeing around town, guys.
Yeah, guys, and as always, be sure to check us out at 6feetunderstudios.com, where we like to post anything and everything related to 6 Feet Under Studios. We'll have all of our streaming platforms on there as well with links. You can find us over at YouTube, Spotify, and our Apple Podcasts. You will also find a link to our Instagram where we like to post anything and everything 6 Feet Under Studios there. Also on our website, you'll find a local spotlight where we like to feature anybody and everybody who we've been working with or are going to work with, because here at 6 Feet Under Studios, we're all about local supporting local, whether it's a local creator, local baker, a local brewer, whatever it may be local. We want to make sure that we get the word out about those guys before anybody else. We want to help them out so they can go ahead and take care of their friends and their family, everybody who cooperates and works with them, especially right now with everything going on. We know that they're the ones who are struggling the most, so the ones who took the hardest hit. So make sure you guys check that out. Support local, always support local here with 6feetunderstudios.com.
We're kicking it up better.
I changed it that time. I kind of stumbled what I was saying, so I just went in a different direction.
I also changed the whole interest with the brewery and the cigars. You know, we gotta keep it, change it up. We've been doing it for a while, so you guys know. Like I said, we're at a new location right now. We're at Power of the Past with Valentin. I don't know if you wanna introduce yourself or.
Hola, I'm Valentin Sandoval.
So it's a pretty dope place, actually.
Sorry about that. I'm posting a story here with you guys here.
It happens.
Feet Under. Is it first time here?
No.
Mine, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never been here. It's a dope spot though, and it's really cool.
Nice, man.
I like it a lot.
When'd you come?
I came for you were not here. It was a quick show, and I pop in like. I was here for like 5 minutes. I was riding my bike, and then I was like, oh shit, like I gotta go back home. Like I wanted to stay, but it was also like I was already tired. Like I just did a quick lap and then head out.
How long ago was this?
Like mid-pandy. Mid-pandemic. You know, I had to say
Never.
That's a new one.
Well, like
mid-pandy, you know.
You say you don't feel that bad about it now? It's like mid-pandy. Like,
make
oh,
it sound like it's a drink, and you're like, it's not mid-pandy, you know.
Hey, it just keeps away from like you say pandemic, everybody freaks out. Now it's just like we're almost done. Not done, but
you give it a diminutive, mid-pandy. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, we're getting vaccinated, so it's just like, hey, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Hey, man,
Still
it's
bad.
okay. It's not
Still
that
bad, but
Yeah, right.
mid-pandy.
It's just a mid-pandy, bro. You're good.
Mid-pandy,
Man. Shake it up.
mid-pandy.
Put some dirt on it. You'll be fine.
You're getting
Open up a beer
you're
and
getting
you'll
the mid pandies, bro. You gotta watch out with that.
Like, all you need is a shot of penicillin. You'll be fine, bro. Shot of penicillin.
And shotgun a beer. That's all.
Shotgun a beer.
You guys had your intro down, man. Wow, that was
It only took us about a year to get it down, but we got it down after a while.
That was well rehearsed, almost, or prepared.
It changes all the time, though.
It changes all the time.
It has never been the same.
We kind of know the basics around it now. To the point where someone even asks us, like, "Hey, man, where'd you get that cigar from?" "Oh, I got it over at Vitolas Cigar and Whiskey. They're over at 216 West Franklin Avenue. They got over 300." Just like, oh shit.
Yeah, you do a whole commercial.
With the whole promo for the
promo. Right in the middle of everything.
And so, what did Vitolas do for this one here? Yeah, like
or everything. Like it just always provided us with spots wherever we need to record when we don't have a.
Okay, so you record at their
over
spot.
there,
they let us record there at the spot, and they'll help us out every now and then.
The only rule and even though like we always have this, not really a rule, but we say it's like as long as you can have a cigar with us, you're more than welcome. Like to have it, you don't have to worry about it. We'll take care of it. If you're a guest and everything. At the moment, like. We're able to provide a spot, so it's great.
I went. I haven't been there. I'll check it out. I went when it was
Casa del Puro.
Casa del Puro. Yeah, I used to know the owner, Pastor.
Yeah,
Crespi, something like that. Or is that the artist? It was Yeah, I used to know him, and then I did a video there a while back with a local artist, and got a lot of hits. YouTube, and 10 years ago. And but I haven't been. This is pre-Penny, yeah. And I hadn't been there since. But I'll go check it out, man. I'll go check it out.
It's been pretty good. They have some of my favorite old fashions there. So like Steel Classic, if you would like enjoy a regular old fashioned like traditional way, has it. You don't get disappointed.
It's a cool spot. It's a really cool, chill spot. They don't put too much pressure on you. If you don't know anything about cigars or anything, too, they'll teach you. They'll help you out. Because that's how it was for me. I had never really smoked cigars until we started going there, and now I feel like I know more. I can actually smoke one.
I can actually know which one I like.
Which one I like.
And why you like it.
Yeah, why I like it.
Yeah, Fernando's great at teaching you how to pair your cigar with your drink.
About that.
Tell me a little bit about 6 feet.
Taking over.
Tell me about 6 feet under.
I was like, hey man, you're the guest on the show.
I'm just curious. Like, what's the history, the backstory?
6 feet under started pretty much almost 2 years ago now. It started pretty much 2 years ago. Me and Alex were playing in a band, and when that band ended,
what was the band?
It was a band called Bottom of the Ninth. It was a pop punk band, more like a cover band than anything else. But we played in that band, and that band kind of ended. It kind of faded out, and we still hung out and everything. We were like really good friends. And then I don't know. One day we were always watching like all these YouTube videos of people just like reviewing movies, reviewing all this kind of stuff. And we thought like, oh well, we can do that. We talk about movies all the time, blah blah blah. So let's try it out. And we started doing like the podcast just of movies, with the concept being like, oh, I go watch a movie, and then I'll talk about it. And we'll talk about it. You give me your opinion before, just from what I'm telling you, and then you go watch it, and then we'll do it again. Blah blah blah. We started doing that, but then it seemed like it wasn't. It was cool. It was fun, but it didn't seem organic. It seemed like it was too hard to keep up with, especially with us going, 1-1-1-1. A lot of people do it. And so we thought let's change it up. And one day I think Mona, right? Was that
well, actually I competed on the I always compete on the hot food challenges.
He did this hot food challenge, the hot wing challenge over on the Far East side. Keg and Brew.
With a friend Jono organized it.
With a friend Jono. And so we recorded that, him doing it, and afterwards we thought like, hey, well, let's get him on and we'll talk about the wing challenge. Like, what was his idea behind it? What was his inspiration behind it? Why did he want to do it? We did all that. And after that one, we did one with Mona Bar of Modern Art.
That was the best sauce, I think, that was part of the competition. Like it was spicy, but it had flavor. Like it's just like
that was from Mona's, or
Mona.
Yeah, okay.
The Matthew made that.
Okay, the guy the restaurant that's outside.
Yeah.
But the idea was like, well, let's just go over there. Let's talk to them. Let's talk to the owners from Mona. Let's see what why did they want to build this bar? What's the idea behind it? What's the concept behind it? And all that kind of stuff. And from that one to that one, it just kind of seemed like this kind of feels better. It feels a little bit more at home. It feels a little more easy to us, especially because it's more organic. We started off with scripts, and then after that, we never stuck to the script. The script was always pointless, and it was always kind of like, dude, we're forcing it. Let's just talk. Let's have some beers. Let's hang out. And we just started doing it from there. It was like, you know what? Let's just talk to our friends. Let's talk to people that we know in the community and see what they got going on. And that's what we say. Anybody that's a musician and poet, you know, a barber, brewer, like anybody that's got something that they want to promote and something that is interest to them is of interest to us. So we just want to be like, hey, all right, so talk to us about what you do. Talk to us about what your projects are and everything like that. And it was a great way for us just kind of like get out there and meet more people and
show
also
people
just kind of show people like the thing that everyone always says, like, oh, there's nothing to do in El Paso. We're like, no, there's plenty to do. You're just not really looking. You're not really paying attention to what's going around. Oh, they're all saying that, right?
People are so saying that.
Yeah, people don't go out their bubble. Like that's the problem. Like people that hang out on the east side, they only hang out on the east side. People that hang out central, sometimes they just do central, they don't even go west or up by UTEP and stuff like that. So they still say it. Like I guess they're afraid of just going out outside their comfort zone.
Yeah, I grew up with that, like that whole complex, you know, of like, and you know, I was as guilty as anybody that would say that too when I was younger. But you know, I mean, I traveled a little bit. You know, I lived in different places: Austin, Albuquerque, Manhattan, and then returning back here, you just realize that when somebody says that, it's just a comfort zone kind of thing to say that somehow you think you're cooler than your neighbor because like there's something to do here. Because I was in Austin this weekend, or I go here and like, but here I just come and I'm in my own little circle, and like it's like this really weird like detached club that people want to be a part of that is just complete bullshit, you know?
That's why like we wanted to keep doing it this way because to us it was kind of cool to see like there's a lot of different things that are happening that people don't really realize. Like there's a lot of cool people in the city who are trying to do their own thing, who are creating their own businesses, who are creating, you know, their own events and stuff like that. And that was the idea behind it. It's like, let's just keep going along with it. And that's what we've been doing like for now continuously for a little bit over a year. This is what we've been doing, just reaching out and seeing what else is out in El Paso and trying to get people to get them to take notice. Like, hey, go a little bit outside your comfort zone, try something else, try something different. You might realize like, all right, there's more going on here than I thought. So that's pretty much
like even like the simplest thing, like one of the sponsors, like old SheepDog, like people was like, well, have you guys been here? It's like, yeah, for over a year. Well, I never heard of it. It's like you probably heard about it, but you never try to look for it.
Yeah, it's
or
like,
not Google like stuff or
like everybody's a part of we all have our island, you know, and like people here too will come by and they'll be like, oh wow, like you know it's gonna pick up, or people are gonna find out about it, and I'm like, guys, there's a whole universe that's already been around, you know, like here. It's like,
I've been doing this
it's like you for 4 years, you know. And I'm like, it's you and you're, you know, it's like we all think that somehow
we're the center.
We're the center of the universe, right? And New Mexico, one of my friends used to say, you know, up there they have their own colloquialisms, right? And he would say, cada chango su columpio, you know, like every person's their own thing. And so yeah, that's I appreciate what you guys are doing, man. That's it's the interconnectivity of you know the region coming to life in terms of communication for what it's worth.
Yeah, and we tell people like, even if you don't have anything that you like, you can come on the show and like talk shit to us, and we'll do it.
Well, yeah, because I mean we do that too. Usually we try and have guests. Like we record twice a week. We try to record twice a week. Usually Wednesdays we'll record and it'll just be me and Alex just talking shit, being stupid. And then every Saturday we try and have a guest on that we want to go ahead and give, you know, a spotlight to and kind of show some people about them more. So I mean we change it up and we try to do that
constantly as
much
as we can.
As much as it is like us trying to show people about what else is going on in the city, it's also just fun for us to kind of sit there and be dumb and just like be ourselves. It just came about as a cool way for us to kind of express ourselves as well. So I mean, it's been fun. I mean, the last 2 years that we've been doing it, but the last full year and a half almost we've been really just doing it fully. It's been really cool. It's been really cool to see.
Doing it fully, like you got no other jobs? Or you
no. I guess now we're not there yet.
Do show the way.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess when we started it, we stopped Because I think when we started, it was the movie thing, and then I don't know what happened, but we just stopped recording for like a good 6-7 months.
Well, it was the movie. No, we haven't even recorded any guests or anything.
No, that's what I'm saying. We didn't do anything like for a while.
Well, it's because also like having that idea of like watch one time and then the other, it just became like, oh, we can like I couldn't watch it like 2 weeks later and like fuck, now we're apart, like the episode, like it didn't feel like a flow like we said earlier, and it's just. It was more work and more expensive. Just like, oh, go.
Basically, the concept just didn't work out as well, so we stopped for a while. And then when the Hot Wing Challenge thing came up, because we recorded us for a little bit before that, then that came up, and then it just kind of took off from there. So when I say year fully, I mean like us actually going with one concept and we're recording like on a continuous basis.
Gotcha.
It's not our full-time job. We both have full-time jobs that we do. This is just a side project.
What do you guys do?
I work in events. I won't say work because I don't ever like to say anything of that specifically on here, but I work in like events and things like that.
Nice.
I'm a freelancer. I work for a real estate company and I work at the brewery. Yeah, so it's just I'm constantly doing shit and doing this.
We're both constantly doing stuff, but yeah, that's why we try and do it as much as we can, and it's been fun. It's been fun.
Isn't it so? What a game the whole podcast world is. I think I was talking to one of my friends who's a marketing guy, and he's been involved in marketing for over 20 years, and I've known him for about 15 years. And he went to LA. He's from Tucson, and he's he does big things, big projects, and we were talking about how out of the I don't know how many podcasts there are in the United States. I think I'm gonna give like incorrect numbers but like approximations. But I think he said somewhere like 2 or 3 million podcasts, but only like a third of that, not even like a tenth, if that, are actually sustainable. Self-sustainable, and so I think in terms of what I do as I do a lot of things, and if I could simplify it, I'd say I'm a writer and a filmmaker and a business owner, and it's been a life's journey for me on that. But I realize that the whole point of it, like the people that are doing theater outside, I think most of them are teachers, and then they do this, on the side, so to speak. But I think it keeps what I appreciate about what we're doing and what they're doing is that it keeps you active, inside your head. It keeps you. It's not so much about like somehow the covetable thing of getting a magical, a scenario come in and you get funded and you're lucrative, and then you become a quasi Joe Rogan and you become a multimillionaire, and you have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of listeners,
not someone
right?
doing anything for you.
And I mean, sure, if that's supposed to happen, then you'd embrace it, right? But I appreciate the exercise that podcast is, communication, back and forth, dialogue, banter, bullshit,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing with us too, because I mean, we've always said that too. Like, we're not gonna do it for like money and shit like that. Like, obviously, if it comes along and someone says, "Hey, I'm gonna give you $1 million just to produce a podcast this year," like, all right, cool, I'm down, let's do it. But I think with us, it was just more about kind of creating, I guess, a form of expression for us besides the other things that we've been doing. And then just like, I guess how you're saying, just kind of creating dialogue for people that probably don't ever get to really talk about themselves. Because the thing that we like too, every time we get somebody on the show that's never really been in front of a microphone or a camera, you'll see it and you'll hear it when the show starts. They're very, very timid. They're very, very slow to talk because they don't know how to respond to things, because there's a microphone in there, and it's the realization like, holy crap, everything I'm saying right now is being recorded. Everything I'm saying right now is going to be anybody can just listen to it. But then after a while, that's why we have the beers, they start drinking and just start kind of hanging out, get comfortable, and it's just like no big deal. Like, we're just at a barbecue talking, hanging out, having a good time. And I think that's been the cool thing about it too, is like, not only are we getting to give people a chance to just kind of showcase what they got going on, showcase themselves, and kind of create that dialogue, but also just have a good time and just kind of share your thoughts and ideas with everybody else. I think especially nowadays, it's a little complicated. It's a little difficult to be able to express yourself when everything that you say, people don't really know how to react to things, and their immediate response is to like be defensive and be in kind of like an attack mode on you.
Or what's that phrase? A cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
Yeah,
cancel,
exactly.
or like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna cancel you.
Yeah, basically.
That's like, so. It is bizarre, right? Like, cancel culture. It's like, it's like almost a ramification of video game culture, or this automated world that we live in, where if something happens that you don't like, you just cancel it, and that's not. It's not what life is.
It's not cool, man. I mean, I think it's the whole concept, and
they go dig stuff for it about you from like years. I was probably like 16 when I said that. Stupid. Now it's like it's 20 years later.
It's not even that. I think it's just more the idea that people nowadays, you can't really say anything and see anything that you don't agree with without getting upset about it and making it like it's the end of the world. When it's like, how long has the world been around? And I mean, you're not always going to agree with something. You're not always going to be happy with something. But that doesn't mean just because you don't like it that someone else might agree, someone else might not like it, that you can't at least educate yourself. I mean, without getting political, we always try to avoid getting political and whatnot. But
you can't. You can't not. Be
I think like
it's a 10 minutes
one of the things like I've always liked. The reason I used to really like President Obama, or I still do. But the one thing he always says, like, I remember he was doing some kind of speech, and it was like a bunch of kids, like college kids and high school kids, and he pretty much told them, like, you guys are what's ruining being able to have conversations these days. We can't have a conversation anymore because I can't say anything without you getting upset and just yelling and cussing at me and not even wanting to listen to me. Like, how are you ever going to understand why somebody thinks a certain way if you don't let them explain themselves and you don't listen? And I always like thought that was like a really deep and like actually true statement, because I think that's the thing nowadays, and that's why we like this show. That's why we like having this show. Whoever wants to come on here and just talk about whatever it may be, we're always more than welcome to let them on. Even if it's someone who I don't completely agree with at all, I'm always like, hey, come on and talk about it. Like, tell me why. Like, I want to know why you think a certain way. I want to know why you're doing what you're doing. And I also think that's the great thing about podcasts. It's just a great form of expression for people to do that. And I mean, if you don't like, you don't listen to it. It's as easy as just fine, don't listen to it. But to say like I'm gonna cancel it, like, no, man, that's not cool. That's the whole That's the whole point of this whole thing, is to be able to do that, and we each just say whatever we want.
Yeah, it's just not being afraid of like a lot of. Also, it's another thing that's kind of losing. A lot of people are so used to like conversations through text messages,
right?
Emails
or DMs.
Yeah, and it's just like cool, dude. Like, but have you ever talked, like, do I know you in person? Like you're talking all this shit about myself, or my stuff, or my work, and you don't even have ever had a conversation, or like, I was like, okay, talk shit, but let's have a beer and like talk shit to me, like I don't care, dude. Like, it's not gonna hurt me. Like, I might get mad, but I'll be like, cool. Like, now I get why you're fucking shit or trying to like cancel me or whatever I'm doing. Dude, like, just fucking chill and open up a beer.
Or if we were athletes or boxers or MMA fighters, just chill and put on some gloves on. Three rounds, three exhibition.
I mean, we could do that too. Maybe
three
that could be a new
rounds.
Show. Just like right here, boom, drop some gloves, take it out. Let's go, get it over with.
Yeah, that's why I'd say, like, even if you're not doing anything or you just want to like be part of the show, you can come like message us or talk to us, and we'll make a show out of it. Like, we'll just talk, even if it's nothing, it's just random shit. We do that all the time anyways. Yeah. It could literally be anything. It could be an hour and a half of you telling me about underwater basket weaving, and I'm all in. Let's hear about it. Let's basket weaving?
Is there such a thing?
I mean, from what I understand, I think there's a degree program. I don't know where.
Wait, what?
But I heard that there's a degree program for it. But I know there's a degree for basket weaving. I know for a fact that's a thing. And I think it's also for underwater basket weaving. But hey, if that's your thing, hey, by all means, I'm curious. Come talk to me about it.
I'm curious.
We should look. Where's our research assistant? Michael, can you research that underwater basket weaving?
Fact check me.
Fact checking. He's gonna come back in 2 minutes. It's over at Baylor. No shit. Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Right up north of Austin. Who would have thought?
Man, like, oh, fucking.
Basketball champs, bro.
Basketball weaving champ.
That's what they do. That's what they get major in, so they can play basketball and do all the practices. They major in underwater basket weaving.
Shit, dude. I didn't know it was a real thing.
Not
I thought
only
it was
is educational, but you gain your physical exercise as well. Because they don't get breathers. They don't get none of that scuba gear. They gotta hold their breath.
Right.
Damn. For the whole weaving, for the whole basket.
That's part of your final.
You guys ever see The Abyss? The movie The Abyss?
Nah.
Sounds familiar.
Oh man. How old are you guys? How old are you?
29.
You're like, no, you were around. Same?
Yeah.
Okay, this came out in
Sounds
The
familiar.
Abyss. It was with Ed Harris and it was about aliens. But it was cool because it wasn't really about aliens until like the last half an hour of the movie. It was anticipating leading to that.
Yeah.
But it was these oil rig guys get called into to a place in the ocean where only they can get to because of time and proximity, where there's a nuclear warhead down there, a Russian warhead that fell, or a submarine, and they're trying to get to it before World War III kicks off.
Yeah.
And so they're oil guys. They're not military guys, but they're experienced underwater. They go deep. They take the mission, and in taking the mission, they encounter aliens. It's actually a really good movie, and I just thought about that because underwater, that would have been perfect to be underwater basket weaving during that point. Because like there's a lot of downtime.
I googled the poster, and I seen the poster. I haven't seen the movie.
If the polar ice caps are supposed to melt, those guys will be earning top dollar. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah.
We end up with Waterworld. Yep. Underwater basket weaving majors, y'all gonna kill it.
Yeah. So I like your Spider-Man shirt, man.
I think saw us at the gym before coming here.
Yeah.
Humble brag.
Does that have you people? Does that cause heads to turn at the gym?
No, it's just sometimes. But like when I walk in, I was like, "Oh, I like your shirt." I was like, "Thanks, dude." Like we're working out, but
every now and then he'll get some kid. Oh my god, are you Spider-Man?
Oh, that happened.
Peter
at Target.
Parker.
Peter Parker.
That has happened at Target. Like this kid followed me like for a couple like minutes. And I was wearing my headsets because I was actually on a phone call. So I was just like talking, and then like I took him. He's like, "You're Spider-Man," and he just runs out. Like before me answering, like he just runs away. I was like, "Cool."
It's probably a dare. If he told his buddy or his brother, "I'm gonna go up to that guy.
Hey, go ask
I'm just gonna ask him. No, I dare you. I'll do it. I'll do it." And then he
I'm buying Spider-Man toys.
I'm buying Spider-Man toys.
I was buying toilet paper.
Back pre-pandy.
Pre-pandy, dude. Pre-pandy, dude. Fucking hated that during pandy. That like had to buy dog food.
Remember when everybody was buying toilet paper?
Yeah, I was like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's happening again, but with fucking gas now.
Is it?
Not here yet.
Well, not here, but like on the East Coast, because which pipeline is that?
The main pipeline that Texas.
They shut it down because there was a hacker group that tried to go and steal a bunch of information, so they just shut everything down. So they've been without like I guess an active pipeline for a while. So people are just like hoarding gas right now, fearing a shortage. But all pipeline and gas shortage aside, how about what was the idea behind Power at the Pass? You said you've been around for 4 years now. What was the idea that wanted you to make to start it? Or really, can you explain to me who maybe doesn't know what is Power at the Pass?
Our Power at the Pass is a project that was started by my partner and myself. My partner owns the building that we're in right now, and he owns a slew of other properties in the area. His name is Don Shapiro, and he's a businessman. He's a New York businessman that came here 65 years ago. And it's really Power at the Pass is the title of a book, man. You know, at the end of the day, this is all a marketing, experiential marketing experience. That's redundant, right? Experiential marketing experience. Well, it kind of makes sense, though. But
it self-explains,
right?
No,
yeah.
It's
makes
not
sense.
the real
Experiential marketing process. And I'm a writer, man. So the whole point is writing the man's book, his life story.
Mm-hmm.
And we titled it Power at the Pass because before it was from the Don Shapiro story, from a cotton sack to a Cadillac, that was started by that was the idea of his wife. It's a great title. I mean, because it was essentially a story where he went to a place in Texas when he was a salesman, a lowly salesman out of NYU, accountant, and he didn't want to do nothing with accounting, and he wanted to do everything with sales and people. And then he left that small town in Texas to come to El Paso. He returns with a Cadillac and a beautiful wife, and so he went to go show off to his old boss. Check it out. This is where I'm at now. And so the boss tells him, from a cotton sack to a Cadillac. Wow, Don, you came from a cotton sack to a Cadillac. So that was a cute title. But Don and I didn't want to use that title. We wanted something more powerful. And he came up with the name Power at the Pass because, for one, Power at the Pass, El Paso used to be known as the Pass of the North. You came through here to go on north. And so, we thought that's always been the thing with El Paso, as we were saying earlier, that you go somewhere else to do really cool things. You know, this is an open desert area. On the surface, you know, it's not the most, you know, beautiful place. People fly over it in the planes. Are like, wow, you know, what is that? And you know, you go to Seattle, a whole different scenario. You go to Austin, you go to LA, but El Paso has always been this anomaly where you come here and you leave to go do your thing, your dreams. In this case, you can make your dreams happen here in your hometown, and so that was the idea, that you can make something happen here. And I've been the example of that, because at any given point in time, I could have left town in search of what I do as a filmmaker, you know, and because I worked at TV stations, I worked at, you know, ad agencies, well, one ad agency, and I've done that whole deal, and I love it. I love my industry. I love the game, and but only I didn't want to return. I wanted to go forward and explore and do documentary work, do storytelling, find my own path. And so, you know, El Paso traditionally, at least for me, it wasn't conducive for, you know, getting paid what I was, you know, worth and cultivating that. So I'd have to leave to Austin. I spent some time in Manhattan. I worked in Albuquerque on occasions, and I do freelance work in Phoenix. And so I was ready to catapult away from here. Mm. I love my hometown. I love my family, but you know, I thought, nah, you know, so I had that love-hate thing. You know, I think a lot of people have that. And so the idea with Dawn is that you can make your dreams happen here. You know, you don't have to covet. The grass isn't greener on the other side. You know, and so that was the whole thing, is how do you bring your dreams here to El Paso? So we wrote a book. And the book tells the whole story of Don coming here 65 years ago and being one of the pioneers of the patent manufacturing industry, and having 3,000 employees in Mexico and El Paso, a giant of sorts. And it tells the story of a bunch of people that have made extraordinary things happen, big things happen. And here, and the reason why there's a city, the reason why you have so many people in Juarez, the reason why you have so many people in El Paso, the reason why Fort Bliss, you know, is resides here. Reason why UTEP has been able to grow and thrive, and these institutions have been able to, you know, put El Paso on the map, is because of the actions of people like him. You know, we like to think that somehow the macro is bigger than the micro. You know, that the big thing is out there and it's not within you. You know, it's that big building that's being built. It's not your voice, you know, it's that job that's over there, you know, or it's the approval of that guy that has these credentials that's going to give you the dreams, you know, the keys to your dreams. And, you know, I like to think that at my most boldest, highest self, and my confidence, that I'm able to say that that's complete, you know, bullshit, and that you can do that yourself, within yourself, regardless of what things have gone your way or haven't gone your way, what tests you failed and what tests you've passed, and you know where were you in the present moment. So part of the past is really a thing of being present, you know, being present. So this building itself is an incubator. We have theater in here, we have Los Actores, we have Richie Marufo here, who's got his podcast. He's a professor at EPCC. I got it in here a photographer, Mario Arispe, who's a UT Austin grad, computer scientist, have decided to leave that to try to do photography. And I have a PhD in here, Dr. Viescas, who's a researcher and one of my best friends. And then, you know, Jay Lomeli, who's from El Paso and Santa Fe, sound audio producer. Bombay Come Stay, who's an artist for doing his music video. You know, this other kid, Israel Lopez from San Antonio, doing his music video. I'm a filmmaker, content creation, storyteller. The point is to bring industry, the point is to bring work here in intangible ways, you know, that appeases all generations. I tend to think of like, wow, the millennials or the Ys and the Zs, and you know, I'm like, and enough of that. For me, I'm like, I tell myself that, like, enough of that. It's not about you trying to appease anybody. It's really about you being the gravitational force that becomes an intergenerational thing that doesn't matter if you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, or if you're 20, 30, 40. You know, the whole point is that you're still alive. So make the best of it, and part of the past is a creative, installation that is like an obelisk off into the cosmos to protect this area from being bland, perverse, and boring and shitty. It's to be the quite opposite of that. It's to be alive, vibrant, brilliant, resilient, creative, confident. Yeah.
That was a good flow, too. Like, oh shit. Like, do I put a bit in it?
I was like, invest. Bye.
Damn, but that's pretty badass. Because a lot of people, like you said, like they don't look. We said it. They don't look around and figure there's this going on here. It's like when you pass by this building, you can easily miss it, but just stop by and go inside. Like walk into a building and see what they're doing. Like don't think this is an old building or it's a new building. They're making it, or they're you need their approval, or they're making people like no, you like go inside, see if it's just an office building or it's a building full of creators. This is basically what this place is. Is everybody's a creator.
Absolutely.
Everybody has their own stuff. They're making stuff happen. They're evolving. They're learning. They're teaching. They're just here, but you don't know because you don't have the fucking time of going inside a building. Like the first time I came in here, I was riding my bike and I remember it was like, oh, you had told me the address. I was like, oh yeah, like I'll stop by, and like left my bike outside on the stairways, not outside. Don't trust that. I walked. I was like, oh shit! I had a quick lap because I was like, I want to just see what's going on. And then I didn't see you here, so I didn't know you were here. So I just out. But it was just like cool, like stuff going on here. Like
absolutely.
Yeah. Like if I wouldn't had met you at Galeria Lincoln at the time, I wouldn't been like, oh shit! Like I'll stop at this building. But now it's the thing that I do. Like I'll take a break at a building. It's like, fuck, here is going on here. Looks like a cool building. It looks like a awesome, shitty building. Like I want to walk in and see if it's open.
Right. Yeah, first of all, make sure it's open, man. Yeah. Don't just go in and you know the alarm goes off. Oh fuck. This building was
like,
cool.
You know what? I don't think it's open.
I don't think that. Just leave my bike there. Just run. Yeah, like it's great that you guys are doing this and like seeing it now like more in depth than I.
And how has it gone? Like how's it grown since like you started opening the space up and everything? Do you think it's like been improving and people are like always coming in now and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like the part of the beauty of it is that it's not pending upon the popularity contest as well. You know, that's one of the things that when I had art shows here way back when, you know, when the visionaries came in here, you know, through Diego Robot and you know these other guys that I became great friends with. My focus was a book and a marketing company, you know, and we do a lot of business. And you know, his sons are very successful businessmen. He's a very successful businessman. I'm good, and so it was focusing on the book again. I never lost sight of what I am as a writer. I had told Don we're going to do an experiential project for marketing purposes. And that when the part the past comes out, the book, people would have known it as something, you know. I had a party there. Oh, I went to an art show there. Oh, I knew this person. Oh, I went to a podcast there. Oh, yeah. I recorded there. Oh, I went to her political event there. Oh, the whole point is, I thought like it's funny how some people were like, oh, the visionaries left. I saw some friends all like, I thought they closed down, man. Like, you know, because they left, you know, and I'm like, that's such a like myopic, you know, perspective, but it's understood, you know, it's understood. Again, each person is their island, you know. We all think that, you know, that the sun, you know, that we are the sun, and as should be the case, you know. And I'm not defying that. What I am saying is that you know, it's It has its own life. It breathes its own life. And when I was adamant that when we had a big show, that I would do another big show with somebody else entirely different, so that nobody thinks that they have the power over. Well, I brought this over here. I'm like, no, you did not. You're one component of it. You know, you're one component.
Contributed.
It don't matter if you're a big artist. It don't matter if you're a big, you know, promoter. It don't matter if you're a big businessman. I've had everybody come in through here. You know, from Natalicio to Woody Hunt to, you know, to Lane Gaddy do a thing here, to have, you know, Diego Robot was the first artist in residence here 4 years ago. You know, and I've had, you know, Angst in here from, you know, Skin Wars and And I've had a software developer in here. I had a friend of mine from Adobe, the software giant, Austin, come down here. And I've had TJ English, we had him on my podcast with Don, and this dude has his book being made into a movie by DiCaprio and Iñárritu and Del Toro, and he's on Joe Rogan's podcast. He's got like 3 million views. He was sitting right there, and I was right here, and we're talking back and forth. And I'm like, it's like I'm not trying to like, get it out there so that people can come and take photo ops and be cooler than this other spot. I don't give a fuck about that. Like what I do want is people to come and connect to.
Make something together. Right?
Yeah, just connect to consciousness. I reach out to people much in the same way that I know sometimes I reach out to guys and girls, and I'm like, I think this person's cool. I'm gonna say you should come over and check it out. You do a little video or something, and most times people are cool. They're like, yeah, they'll come by. But sometimes I'm sure they're like, oh, what a creep, or what does this person want, or what's the angle? I'm like, I'll approach anybody the same way, male or female, and whatever age, and the fact that we've had different slew of people come in here from a nonprofit women's organization to a software developer to a hairstylist to a audio engineer, and they all come and go, boom, and all of a sudden the whole group of new people comes in. It's like, it's super cool, man. It goes to show that there's cycles. Cycles are real, and I mean, I know them to be real because I read them and I can feel them, but it's another thing to see them in terms of people, Bam.
And then the writing, how's the book gone? Like, I
guess,
good,
man. Yeah. 4 months. It's been out 4-5 months, and it's
It's been that long?
I think it has. Man. I think 5 months. It came out like, I want to say since December. It came out December, and it's good, man. Good. It's it got a lot of coverage. The Times, El Paso Times has been great. El Paso Inc has been good. TV, we're getting an NBC story on Tuesday. PBS did a big piece on Don Shapiro. I told him, if anything, I told PBS friend of mine, producer Frank Luna, that like, look, man, Don is the gem of a story. He's a 94-year-old man. He's got the history of the region. He's got the secrets, man. You put him on that, on your PBS, only built in El Paso. He'd be the quintessential example of that. Never mind me, get that man, get his story, get his spirit. And they've been good, man. The sales have been consistent. But the name of the game is constant promotions, man. Constant promotion. It's like books are a little bit more esoteric thing to sell. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like he used to sell pants. You need pants,
Yeah.
Beers are, are entertainment, are good. Paintings are visual, you're like, oh, cool, I want a painting, But a book, I'm like, oh man, fuck, a book, really? Like, what's it about? You first want to see me. Do I really want to dive into this, into a read? Can I hear it? I was
gonna ask, like, have you guys done like audiobooks
not
or
yet,
like
man. Not yet.
digital copies of the book?
No, I will. We will at the right time, but I like a good hard, not a hard copy,
hard copy, like an actual like feeling that page.
Has that thing, man. As long as I can do that, I'll go into those other components at the right time. But right now I'm sticking to the book. Yeah, it's a good design. It's a great story. Good. Everything about it is well, composed, man. I'm pushing that. And just see how many I can sell. Get the first batch going and doing book. And then the COVID was a pain in the ass for everybody, right? The pandy, the pandy period was.
Speaking of, guys,
was
pandy shirts coming soon. I was kidding.
Oh man,
I'm not gonna make a shirt. Or am I? I don't know.
Like you need to make a mascot, Pandy, the pandemic panda.
Oh, dang. I'll do it because I'll draw it today at work.
Do it. I'm all for it, actually.
That'd be funny, man.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be I don't know. That'd be That'd be an experiment to see the reactions of.
Because like everybody that's when they hear pandemic, they get bummed out. Like this is a pandy, dude. Like pandy. Like oh, okay, cool. I don't feel that bad.
It should be Pandy the Pandemic Panda with toilet paper in both hands, and he's just got a big beer belly. Because I'm sure that's what happened to everybody after the pandemic.
Well, no, some people came back pretty, came back pretty, buff. But more came out, fat than buff.
It's not the freshman 15, it's the Pandy 15.
But with the book, like how long did it take you to actually write?
About 3 years.
Were you the sole writer on the project, or
No, he had 2 other writers prior to me.
Okay.
He fired them and he brought me on. And
did you edit a lot from?
Yeah. They had like 140 pages of material, but it was like half of it, if that was. Like they got rid of everything, and I brought Richie, the guy who wrote to Professor in here. I brought him in. Brought in this guy Carlos Fidel Espinosa. He's a writer and a professor. Brought in my doctor buddy, a researcher, Dr. Viescas. Brought in Dr. Lydia C. DeBaca from University of Houston. Met her on my first book. Got it over at the college, and she liked my work a lot, so I brought her in. Different people to consult, man. But it was me and Don. At the end of the day, I'm the one that put in all the hours, and I would get with him on Saturdays and just sit down for 2-3 hours and read
Take notes.
Yeah, read it to him and have him his voice. It was great to have him because his brain is so sharp. He's old, but man, his memory for like old memories, like he'll forget things in the present, but when it comes to memories, background, like he's very precise. So that made my writing process a lot easier having someone like him. Most times you gotta like TJ English was telling me that it's tough when you talk to people that are not
all in there.
Not even all in there, man. Like most people are like, even if they're smart or they're young, it's like a lot of people don't journal. When's the last time you journaled? When's the last time you put dates down on things? It's like that's what writers got to do. Go back and and do that. So when you have someone that has natural recollected memory, it makes it a lot easier. But yeah, man, it was cool because his younger brother produced Seinfeld, the TV series.
Oh, really?
George Shapiro. Yeah, uncle was Carl Reiner and cousins Rob Reiner. So okay. They got a copy of my book right now. So just waiting for them to post it on social media. I'm like, come on, Jerry. Jerry Seinfeld's got a copy of it. I'm like, come on, post that shit,
just
man.
Give me a little bit of a shout out.
Yeah. Someone like that will,
will
up it.
I'll lose it just meeting Jerry Seinfeld.
I'm gonna meet him pretty soon. He can, yeah. Don't be jealous.
Yeah.
Where
I don't need to be in Beverly Hills.
Oh, really?
Yeah, LA. Yeah.
Big fan of the guy. Love his Seinfeld was one of my first shows growing up.
Yeah, man, that was if only that was like a really cool period of time, right? Seinfeld and the way they captured the humor of the moment. At any moment, any weird little things that happened.
I can't watch that show. Like I told people, I know you like Friends. A lot of people can't I love Friends and all those things. Like for me, it was Seinfeld.
Friends.
Seinfeld was a shit to me. Like that was Seinfeld. Like growing up watching Conan O'Brien, Jay Leno.
I used to always just watch Seinfeld because it was right before The Simpsons on Fox every day.
Yeah, because it's after.
Yeah.
And sorry about that, bro.
I liked it. I mean, I watched it.
Nah,
it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like my favorite show, but I watched it.
Nah, but you grew. I mean, yeah, I grew up with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like 15, 16 when that came out, and it was like so revolutionary because it was so like it was just so new because it was like seemingly
about nothing.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's one of the reasons why I learned to speak English and everything. Because I grew up in Juarez, so it's just I was just watching.
Seinfeld, that's how you learn English? The Seinfeld
shows talk shows. Like I was watching Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien, then Seinfeld, and I was watching shows that I was just always watching in English, and I could never see a dub Spanish version of Seinfeld. Like I hated it, and even with movies, I was like, I can't watch movies in Spanish that are dubbed. Like it's just it feels weird. Like
you don't
want your boys and that shit. So that's how I got better as decent English and all that.
I mean, that's how I studied. That's why I studied more Spanish, even though I'm, mestizo. I was here, I would watch novelas. No, I'm kidding. I would not do that.
A lie.
Rosa de Guadalupe.
Yeah, or Rosa Salvaje. So
Don't you name like 5 different novelas.
but I was so dramatic in my Spanish with girls. They're like what's wrong with you? I'd walk away by myself and no, déjame en paz.
No se puede. I'm like, what? I just asked you if you can go out tonight.
There's just emphasis on everything.
Pero ¿por qué? ¿Qué quieres hacer? Yeah, man, it was.
He's there like, Santa María, Madre de Dios, no se puede. Que no me entiendes.
El domingo tengo que ir a la iglesia. It's like, oh shit. Also religious in this thing?
I know, right?
That's funny. I learned my Spanish at Hollister.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
How so? Do expound on that.
No, it's because Spanish was my first language, but then once I started going to school and everything here, especially in the United States,
yeah, of course.
I lost like a lot of it. And with me growing up with all my cousins and all my friends, all we spoke was English. So around the house we would speak Spanish, but it was always like I would say 2-3 words and I'd say it in English. 2-3 words and I'd say it in English, and it was just really bad. And then I started working at Hollister when I started going to school at UTEP. And there, it's a very popular store for everybody from Mexico.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Everybody loves that store, and like Abercrombie, like they would always go. So every time, probably 95% of the people that were going to the store were from Chihuahua, and they would show up with suitcases trying to buy shit and everything. So there, like I think more than anything, I spoke a lot of Spanish there. Just because they would always ask me, mijo, ¿tiene descuento? Mijo, ¿qué tiene este? Mijo, ¿tiene tamaño este? And all this kind of shit.
Pero no soy su mijo. No soy su hijo, primeramente.
That was like the best part, because they'd be like, joven. Descuento.
You would know there was like a cool aunt that she would call you joven. Like, yeah, the otherwise are rude.
Like you'll help the one that called you joven.
Yeah,
but you won't help the.
No, that's I was like.
That's a funny phenomenon on the Hollister, and you're right about that.
Yeah, dude, that's like super popular there. Because then once I started working there too, I have a family that lives in Juárez, and my little cousins would be like, "Oh my God, you work at Hollister? Can you get me this? Can you get me that?" It's like, dude, I don't get shit for free. Like, I gotta buy everything still.
Got like a slight discount.
Yeah, dude, it's like a 10% discount on shit. But yeah, that's where I picked up I got a lot of practice for my Spanish, and I think that's where I picked up a lot of it back up. And I was like, oh well, at least I got that much out of it.
Yeah, mine the same thing. My mom, I grew up Spanish. My brothers and sister, aunts. But then, North Loop and public education happens, and then I tapped back into it with my ex-girlfriend, who was Mexican, and I didn't want to sound like too much like a pocho over dinner, and so I'd practice my Spanish with a lot, and so I got somewhat respect to an extent, but that was like 5 years ago, so I'm back to my pochoisms and my Chicanoisms, and on occasions I'll give a long.
Well,
sorry about that.
That's fine.
See, there's novela.
Yeah, there it is. You see, yeah, that's.
I just went to take a piss.
Yeah, no. I was gonna ask because you wrote the book. But was this like your first full project, or you've written other books? I'm sure, right? Or you've had other things?
You mentioned that you had.
Yeah, you mentioned you had some other works.
I had one first other book. I did one book called South Sunrises. I wrote that. Came out 2015.
Okay.
About 5 years ago. 6 years ago. And that was about, it took me about 5 years to write that. And I wasn't like, it's not as if I was working it every day. It's just for a long period of time while you're doing other stuff, right? But, and I would go write it in New York City. I would up there with this guy named Dr. Algarin, who was the first Puerto Rican PhD to teach at Shakespeare at Rutgers University. And he started the New Rican Poets Cafe, which is a performance place in Lower East Side Manhattan. It became certified off Broadway. And everybody went through there, man. That's where Russell Simmons got his Def Poetry Jam concept from way back when. Everybody went there, from like Mos Def to Talib Kweli and J-Lo.
Yeah.
A bunch of performers, Broadway performers, and Tony Award-winning performers. It's a really respected place. So I'd go up and stay with him. He'd help me with my book, edit it. And the reason why he got me the Southwest Book Award in 2016, which has been around for a little over 40 years, I think. and it's prestigious, man. You know, it's supposed to, you know, a bunch of professors and, you know, famous writers and people that I'm sure if I drop the names, you'd recognize some of them. But, you know, it was so for having won that on my first book was a big deal. You know, it surprised the hell out of me. I remember when I got the phone call or the email or something, I forgot what it was. I was driving on the freeway right by Alamo Auto Supply heading towards Paisano or something. And oh man, I called my cousin, and of course my cousin didn't give a rat's ass. He didn't know what the hell that was. Wrong person to call, you know. But you know, it was.
The fuck was that?
Yeah, he's like, what, bro? Hey, get the fuck, go back to school, you know, like, and then, but that put me on the map, man. Took me all over the country, you know, doing education. You know, at first I did it on my own, just a book tour, punk rocked it out, you know, going to different spots wherever I could. It wasn't like, you know, I was with my friends last night, and the husband's a physician and bragging about how, oh, well, he's got his writings in journals all over the world. I'm like, yeah, I know he's a doctor. I'm not, you know, I'm a poet. I'm a writer. I'm a regular dude that, you know, put his head to focus on a book, and I came up with that. But it took me to Yale, man. It took, you know, as part of a think tank, and got me to present all over the Valley of Texas, Texas State colleges, and you know, and so, and as a matter of fact, I feel bad because people that got me there, I owe them a video that I've been having to work on, but it's been a busy week, and so I did that over a prolonged period of time, and that put me on the map. That gave me credentials that are very unique because I'm not a grad student. Academia is not my thing, but yet they've picked up my book for some curriculums and places, because I think the dual language I wrote it's a story of my mom who raised 4 kids on her own while becoming a citizen, and it's a story of in English and Spanish. So one page English, the same exact opposite page Spanish. So that again goes back to like an ideal way to learn language.
Yeah,
both ways. And I had help, man. I had help on that. I'm nowhere near articulate in Spanish to where I would translate my own material. I got with Dr. Cortazar, who used to be run the consulate, the Mexican consulate here, and then I got with him and his assistant, and they'd help me out book, and so that was my first project that put me in the position with the Shapiros for them to, you know, look at my book and my writing style and hire me to do his book, and luckily, man, like again, we were both so lucky. He was lucky to find me, and I was lucky to find him, because I was going to leave town, like I said, and he, you know, because of the project, I stood here, and he was, you know, just concerned because he hadn't found what he was looking for, and then his family, if it was up to them, they would have just gotten a regular book to write in a year, get it out to family and friends, and that's it. But he wanted to change the world the way he did the first time with his company. Well, he's an entrepreneur by spirit, and he's a real deal in that. Most entrepreneurs, you affiliate that with Zuckerberg or you know Facebook and Instagram and Musk and all these big names, right? Steve Jobs, but for me, or even what's his name, Gary Vaynerchuk or Gary V. We'll just call him Gary V. You know, without getting his
his Polish
name right or wrong.
Yeah, started from wine to whatever. Does now.
Yeah. Oh man, he
does everything now,
and primarily like a social media Tony Robbins is the way I see him. You know, and I respect all that, man. But you know, for me, what I like about Don Shapiro's story is that he's not any of those people. You know, he's not this big recognizable tech industry person that people put on their memes, or when they're arguing with somebody. Well, you know, this person didn't go to college, or this person did this. So I'm like, yeah, you know, but like with someone like Don, it's a real story. You know, it's a real story here on the frontier. And the dude was never chasing money. People ask him in business classes, or people that are like, you know, how did you, you know, like, what were you after? How did you get your first million? And he was always after adventure. I was after having a good time, you know, and I had value. I understood that what value I can put in people's lives. I was all about that, but it was really more a matter of aligning yourself with you know, believing in yourself and living life to the utmost, and having the courage to like, and the boldness and the balls and the vision to step forward. And so I dig that story because it pertains to here, pertains to success here in Juarez and El Paso.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not
Like,
Tech Austin. It's not
It's
Phoenix.
just a local.
Yeah,
But he made it work.
He made it work. He made it big, and that's the thing too. It's not just a local thing. He's from here, but his product was everywhere, man. He sold more pants in the country of France. I did at his peak, and so taking private jets with his buddies to Vegas to go and his buddy Lee Chagra. That's a history of El Paso that Juarez that goes kind of swept under the rug, because it's not whatever, but it's real history, and it's the kind of history that you see in movies like Casino and and like where it's like big mob players and like big bold movers were making big things happen here, and he was one of them. So that's why I think I'm so adamant on pushing it here, where I'm telling everybody, like, never mind, like locally I see people like book clubs, all these books that everybody else is saying that they're reading, and it's kind of like the colonization of El Paso and Juarez, everybody buying Hollister. Why? Because that somehow means that you're middle class.
Yeah.
You're aspiring class. And people, they see these buildings here as all like, I've had people come from like the West Side or, Horizon, like, oh, I never come by this area. Like, I'm like, because it's not like the cookie cutter template that wants to be like Scottsdale or some aspiring thing where I'm like, that's not the real America, man. Like the real America, and I guess I learned that through New York, man. Having been there, yeah, it is. Like you'll have a millionaire living right next to a poor dude. You'll be on the subway, a billionaire with a homeless guy. And like that's like the real experience that makes life so much more interesting.
More mixed than anything. Like you're not just hanging out in the same spot all the time.
Exactly.
Sandwich at the bodega.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's what you get, like with the real Juarez and El Paso. You get that. What's that?
With a burrito instead of a.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Instead of.
Hey man, don't hate on my burritos.
That one. This
Burritos.
Mini burrito.
Did you? Oh man,
jealous, dude.
From where?
Crisostoma.
I don't eat weenie, man. I try to. I've only eaten like I eat very little meat. Pescatarian, sometimes vegetarian. Okay. But not because I'm trying to be cool and say that I'm that, like I used to, like want to impress them. Oh yeah, vegetarian.
I got out of the gym. I was like, what sounds good? A fucking weenie.
You got out of the joint, and then you want to have a weenie burrito. Did I hear that correctly?
He said gym.
Oh, okay. I was like, you were locked up.
Oh, wow. Let's not get into that conversation right now.
That happens way too much.
That's another like different podcast all on its own.
But no, I was like, left the gym. I was like, because it's next door.
Dude, I've never been to that. I never had a burrito from, and I've always seen it there. And I saw it today when I was driving here. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, there's a lot of people there. I actually gotta check that out.
Yeah,
what gym? The Planet, the one right there, right next to.
Yeah, it's because, that's where Crisostomo is.
Yeah, it's because like I grew up in Juarez, and my dad and the actual owner, founder of they grew up together, and then me and his son went to. We were like 2 blocks neighbors, hang out like fucking, and it's just like haven't had him in a while until like.
I love Crisostomos, man.
And then we were talking about like underappreciated burritos, and we was like, well, yeah, the weenie burrito is underappreciated. Like everybody goes from
it's the simplest burrito, but I mean,
if
if they make it right, it's delicious.
Yeah, because it does. When you said weenie burrito, it almost feels like a guilty pleasure, where I'm like it kind of sounds gross. But
I mean, if you think about it, where it's just the weenies, then it's gonna be gross. But when they put in like the cilantro and all that,
you cut it up, nice cilantro, little pico de gallo, little cebolla, I see that.
It kills.
With the right sauces on top of that, you can make a gourmet fucking weenie burrito.
Yeah, for sure. But I was just like I left, like I was walking to my car, and like the signs right there, I was like,
how do they have it labeled? Do they say it like that too? Weenie burrito.
W.
W. Okay.
I'm not gonna put labels.
Well, I'm just saying, like, do they ask you like
they'll put a letter and you have to guess if the letter is a no or a D, for like deshebrado or omelette. You're like, oh shit, I don't know if it's a D or a no. Fuck it, I'm just gonna eat it.
Like I'm hungry. I don't care.
Have you ever had a La Pila in Juarez? Is it still around?
Man. I don't think so. I've never been there.
Damn. Yeah, I'm showing my age here, bro. La Pila was right by a old stadium, like not a stadium, like
Soccer
a
stadium?
baseball park.
Los
stadium,
Indios?
I think.
De Juarez?
I think. And then it was like around that area. And it was this long flautas. And
I know which one's
with bad with great is salsa, and then they would give you cabbage and lettuce. And me and my brothers used to wait for that. And my mom coming from visiting our aunts in Juarez, and we would wait for the la pila.
The potato.
And something about
flautas.
I was a kid, man, and what kids like vegetables, but for some reason the way they had their vegetables, I fucking loved it, man.
Like about that same area, that's where my family ice cream shop used to be. And there was in between, there was this like old house, and he will sell tripitas. But we called them an hour tripita tacos because you had to wait literally an hour to get your order. But they were like $1 each taco. And then like by the end of the night, the guy would forget how many tacos you had. So like you probably had like 20 tacos, but then he's just like, $5, man.
$1 for a taco?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
hell?
What is it?
But it was
Like
that
crunchy
cheap?
tripitas, yeah.
Like one
Yeah,
peso.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. Tripitas, like. Okay,
And
that was crunchy.
How long did he last in business?
He was there for about like 30 years, dude.
Okay, good.
Like he was.
Oh yeah, man.
A peso a taco. I don't think he lasted
and
that
then
long.
and then you get 20, and this can be 5. Like
Yeah, like he'll
You're not
forget,
gonna
like,
last
but because he was
business.
just like, there was a time, like, especially like after the bars, like, he was like just fucking it. So he would just like, oh fuck, like, $5. It's like,
I remember my mom used to take me to get my hair cut in Juarez sometimes. And then afterwards, we'd go to get a burger in Juarez. And it was a little, like, corner place. And then this is, like, close to downtown, Juarez. And then an old man, kind of bald and, 5'5", and, was real friendly to my mom. And then he had, like, this big grill. And he would make the burger, cut it in half. And then, like, instead of French fries, it was hash browns. It was so much better than any of the burgers here in El Paso, man.
Burgers over there are always so much better than ones here.
Yeah.
I
even
don't
fucking tortas.
like. Yeah, everything.
Torta
The
San
food
Luis
over there is
from
just
Juarez.
always so much more.
The service is so much better over
Yeah.
there, man. Like,
It's genuine.
yeah, I mean, of course, it's because there's more of a necessity because of the economy, right? But like, that's the thing with El Paso service, man. Like, it's a little too. I love the food. I love my home, but like, some of the service is like done by. And I guess because I spent a lot of time as a bar back, while working, while I say I'm a filmmaker and I talk about going to these towns, it's not as if though I was, a sought after filmmaker that was like, I was having to work bartending jobs meanwhile sometimes and waiting tables and stuff like that. So I know what service is. And sometimes here I'm like, a bunch of entitled kids I feel they don't really need service, so they'll give you half-ass service, and they'll think that you're somehow supposed to like be cool and work with them. And I'm like, no, man, and especially in Manhattan too, when you're up there, like, man, it's like an artistry, man. Like, even if the person's got a fucking PhD, they're like, they're present and like they're meticulous on their service. I'm like, wow, man. And in Juarez, most times it's like fucking great service. And I hope you waiters are listening here in El Paso.
Yeah.
Take this as consultation. It's not your fault. It's leadership. All right.
Yeah. It's actually, yeah. You don't tell them how to do it. And
Yeah,
it's like,
they got no direction. Of course.
what do
you're
you
gonna-
want? It's like, the fuck?
It's like Mr. Miyagi said. It's not the student, it's the teacher.
That's right.
The
It's
student does as the teacher says.
Yep.
I was watching Karate Kid this morning.
Were you the first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Classic. Mr. Miyagi. What a storyline, huh? That was such a classic, man.
Mm-hmm.
When he first kicks the three dudes' asses, that was so cool with the little fog, and then like he's looking at them as he kicked his ass, all like ominous and fogly lit.
It's classic for sure.
It's been a while.
After you watch The Abyss, you guys watch The Abyss. I guarantee you
I
like
like
it.
to watch that one.
You like it. It's a good. James Cameron.
List.
James Cameron did that. That was one of James Cameron's first films.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I seen the poster, like I said. Like I Googled it and I seen the poster, but I haven't seen the movie.
What year did it come out? I was gonna say, because you said it's about, I guess they have to go and
89.
save
sorry.
the world. It's
89.
like a specific group. It kind of sounded like to me like Armageddon, but in the ocean.
Exactly.
Ocean Armageddon.
But only Michael Bay is such a he's more cheesier.
James totally bullshit.
Also, James Cameron is so much better filmmaker, storyteller.
We're getting.
Is he your favorite?
No. My favorite. I would have to say that, and I think it's like I'd say Scorsese. I took a bunch of classes with him. It was funny. I was watching inside the studio, some Hollywood show, Hollywood Reporter, where they have all the executives or people before the Oscars, and they had DiCaprio and Scorsese, and I was so impressed at how much more I knew about Scorsese than DiCaprio himself, and he's worked with him on 5 movies, and like he didn't know that Paul Schrader wrote Taxi Driver, and just little things that I'm like. But then I realized I'm like, well, I studied film, man. I'm a filmmaker. Like DiCaprio's an actor. This doesn't mean he's gonna know every fucking thing about somebody he's working with, but yeah, Scorsese. I like Michael Mann a lot. He did movies like Heat and Miami Vice and what else? Last of the Mohicans. He's one of my favorites. I like Francois Truffaut, French filmmaker. I like him a lot. I like Richard Linklater, his cinematographer, shot Slacker and Days of Confused. Lee Daniel, he's a good friend of mine. I was in Austin, became great friends. I've flown him down a few times two times to work on some projects here, and like Spike Lee too. I like Spike. Like, not all the time, but
not all the time.
not all his movies, but I like enough of his movies.
Not when he's on the Knicks sideline.
Yeah, right.
Courtside.
Yeah. But I gotta say, but that's good for his his sales, man. Yeah.
Even like
the man you love to hate is gonna get you to watch some of his shit,
Oh, it is. It's a marketing gimmick.
Kind of is like Floyd, right? Everybody watched. He made so much because everybody wanted to see him I want to see him get his ass kicked.
Yeah, this will be the only time I'm actually going for Floyd Mayweather. I just want to see Logan Paul get his ass beat.
Imagine if he would have beat up on Floyd.
Oh, dude, man.
The irony of that, man. That would be
I would honestly be fucking like, all right, I guess he's the real deal. I don't fucking know.
That's when I see like, oh, like your market's going down no matter what.
If he would, that would be. I don't want him to but he's already disregarding the sport as is. So like.
That dude doesn't care about the sport. He cares about fucking the notoriety and the money.
Money, Mayweather. Yeah, man. That's so if he got his ass kicked, that would be poetic justice.
Yeah, because I was really hoping like McGregor would punch, but it's different kind of sport. So
I mean, McGregor did well. It's just he got tired out. He's not used to fighting.
He's not used to like.
That's not. They're not used to that kind of time.
Just punching.
He's not used to just punching. 3-minute rounds to fucking 12.
Yeah, and the other ones you can you can
kicking,
use,
you're like jumping,
you can jump, throw them to the ground, and here
it's a different
you
discipline.
Control all your discipline and just to this,
I was really hoping for that.
He did well, man. I remember when the fight was starting, there was like a good couple punches where everyone was like, "Holy shit, he actually looks like he could last." But then when it got to the 7th, 8th round, I was like, no, he's done. He's tired. He can't go anymore.
I'd like to see him fight like Canelo now. That would that would be a whole different story. But that was smart to fight him when he was 21 years old.
when he was a young kid.
That was like it was smart.
Because apparently also De La Hoya is coming back. Fight one of those.
Bro, he's been coming back for like 10 years now.
No, he wasn't. He's just pissed because Canelo and DZN got rid of him.
Because they used to fight under him. His promotion.
That was his promotion. Golden Boy.
Golden Boy. Yeah.
He's really gonna come back.
Apparently, because there's like another like YouTube thing, signing the paperwork. You can't do shit. And like, how was the last time you sit on a gym?
You know what's crazy? Like, this is totally like out of there nowhere. But his daughter, he had a kid, I think, with Travis Barker's ex-wife.
Porn star?
No, not the porn star. The actress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know how that. Like, sorry. Like it popped up on Instagram and I was even like, the fuck? This is Oscar De La Hoya? Like, what the hell's going on? Because there was a picture with him there. It was just weird.
No, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I was not expecting that. I was like, wait, what?
like it's weird. They have some kind of connection, and that's what I saw that it was.
Yeah, because also Julio Cesar Chavez wants to come back, right? Like boxing. It's like, dude, like,
Dad?
yeah. I was like, you shouldn't.
It's like
you shouldn't.
Nah, it's
Your kid's
pathetic.
already too cocky, and
It's pathetic if he does, man. He's sad. That's sad. I hope he doesn't. Just sick
yeah, I
of
don't
it.
know. Like they say he's training too. Like, but also just like, De La Hoya, I get it, still younger, but you haven't like, what's the last fight he had? Like what, 10 years
Manny
ago?
Pacquiao kicked his ass.
yeah, dude, it was a while ago.
So
It was
like,
a
why?
while ago.
Like why? Why will you come back?
And no,
Get your
it's
ass
not
kicked.
like you need the money. Also,
For
you know,
sure.
like,
No, he
I
does.
think he might be a billionaire, De La Hoya. I mean, I don't know, but if you're worth over half a billion, that doesn't matter. If you're, a billionaire,
Like-
yeah, and it's like,
Still getting paid either way. It's gonna be under your production. It's gonna be in pay-per-view. So
You know, Conor McGregor made $180 million last year, and he didn't even fight once. Yeah.
how do you make
Actually,
that?
no, he did fight this past year. What am I saying? He just fought like a month ago.
Yeah, like two.
a month ago, though.
Fight against Kobe Covington.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's what it was.
And he got his.
He got
ass
his
kicked.
butt kicked. But yeah, he made $180 million. He's like apparently
How did he
the
make
top
that
athlete
for,
of the year on Forbes list.
for his for his other ventures?
I guess so. I'm assuming.
Well, yeah,
There's
'cause,
no way he made
I
that
know,
much from that
yeah.
one fight.
Like he has those Reebok shoes.
He's got
He's
a
also got like a tequila, right, or a vodka
I think
or
so.
something like that.
Oh no, bourbon. He
Bourbon,
did
yeah, that's right.
Notorious.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, because he even had when they were promoting that fight, he had a shot of it with the owner of UFC.
With Dana White.
With Dana White?
And when Dana White-
Yeah, that's his name.
in the press conference, like right on the press conference, like he was just promoting the shit out of that.
Well,
He's
he's
pretty
apparently
smart.
fighting him again, no?
Who's fighting Dana White?
No, Dana
I was
White.
like, Dana White, I was like, holy shit!
I mean, I'd pay to see that.
Yeah, right.
I paid to see Joe Rogan fight.
No,
Motherfuckers,
Conor
but-
McGregor and what was that guy's name? I don't even remember the guy's name. That he just fought.
Kobe Covington.
Kobe Covington. I think they said he's
They're
fighting
gonna
again.
fight again.
I think so.
Yeah, he got it. There was no like
No
close
fight.
fight there. He got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he was like as much as he's a badass salesman though.
Oh, he's great, man. He's a great hype man.
Back in the day, like he was talking shit, but he was backing it up when he started, like
That's
talking all
true.
this shit.
I think if I want anybody as my hype man, I definitely want Conor McGregor as my hype man.
He's brilliant. What he did, man. What he did, because I mean, he was a really good fighter. I don't think he was a great fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good.
Yeah,
he was smart and good
he's a
fighter.
good fighter. I mean, but he was just a great, charismatic.
Yeah.
Still is, but as a fighter, he was a great and charismatic salesman, man.
Also,
Give
still
him that
owns the
much.
only Lamborghini yacht.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, he like get it custom made by Lamborghini. That's like, I was like, the fuck, like,
A Lamborghini yacht.
yeah, like you already have two Lambos, but you wanted that Lambo yacht. Like, damn, dude, it's too much.
Well, that's when you got money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, I guess with that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start calling it for today. Alex, you want to go ahead and thank our sponsors?
Ooh, you know it. Like always, gotta thank Old SheepDog. Old SheepDog is the beer that we've been drinking. Old SheepDog Brewery is located at 3900 Rosa Avenue, El Paso, Texas 79905, right here in the Barrio, guys. Shout out to Lincoln Park. Stop by the brewery, stood your stewed, grab a beer, pop it, brown bag it, whatever you want. You're gonna have that beer. Enjoy it. It's always cold. It's always good, and it's always great times at the brewery because there's always a lot of shit going on. The brewery has been releasing the Barrio Lab beers. So you know what? Those lagers representing the barrios are fucking amazing. You should stop by before they sell out, or even go and just had any other beer that they make there because they're all super great. Like always, we also got to thank Vitolas. Vitolas is the spot that lights it up here in El Paso. When I mean light it up, you were talking about cigars, bourbon, and whiskey bar. It's 360 cigars, so they'll say they have anything for you. Or even if you're afraid about lighting up a cigar, they'll teach you how to smoke a cigar or what goes great with your drink. Top Shelf Tuesdays is always one of the best times to go try like high-end whiskeys, high-end bourbons. If you're still afraid of paying that extra buck, but you want to have a little sample or you want to know what they're doing with that high-end bourbon, stop by, guys. It's a special night. They always have like discount prices on that. So stop by and have that delicious bourbon with the delicious cigar. teach you how to pair it with. It's always going to be great taste. And always going to thank Alex. Alex is the guy who owns the Pun Rock food truck, White Knife Dining. White Knife Dining has one of the best street foods right here in El Paso, from smash burgers, Nashville chicken, tapatio shrimp, and all that poutine fries. So you will see them around. It's the black matted food truck going around downtown.
Yeah, again, and as always, please be sure to check us out at 6feetunderstudios.com, where you will find links to all of our streaming platforms, including our YouTube, Spotify, and our Apple Podcasts. You will also find a link to our Instagram, where we like to post anything and everything involving 6 Feet Under Studios. Also on our website, please be sure to check us out for our local spotlight, where we like to feature all of our friends who we've been working with or are going to work with, give them a chance to be seen and be heard a little bit more than they are on our show. Because remember, here at 6 Feet Under Studios, we're all about local support and local. That's what really matters to us. So make sure you guys check that out, and you guys always support local here with 6 Feet Under Studios. We also want to thank Valentin here from Power at the Past for coming on the show with us today. Valentin, I don't know if there's anything you want to say, everybody, anything you want to plug before we go ahead and get off here today?
It was a pleasure being on here. It was fun. It was cool. It's a good Saturday day, and I like the production. I like the setup. Cool. I look forward to it. You guys are welcome to come and something here. You can follow us at poweratthepast.com. We constantly post up film content. The name of the game for us is like a TV station. Just have something posted up at all times, and you can get our book, poweratthepast.com. You can order it online. For now, I'm keeping it all within us. I'm not doing Amazon yet. Nobody else. I want to just build up what I can build up. And it's a great story, guys. It really is. And we're looking at making that into a movie. So that's the primary focus from here on out. So yeah.
All right. Well, be sure you guys check him out. And then, as always,
stay hard.
Bye, guys. Thank you. See you next time.
Stay hard.
Thank you.